Hello everyone and welcome to another video in the free account Ironman challenge. Join me today as I retrieve shiny plates from elaborate puzzle dungeons, slay 8000 deeplings and announce regular streams. To start off the video, you probably remembered how I said I wouldn't be using swords anymore. I lied. The heavy trident that I received was a pretty good weapon attack-wise, but its defense stat was actually abysmal. I was going to mainly hunt the deepling scouts in one of the sunken mines. However, those deeplings can hit pretty hard, and I couldn't afford to waste too much money on supplies, seeing how I could not maintain a very good income. I decided it would be a waste not to make use of my already high sword fighting skill, and so I spent most of my money on some strong healing potions and journeyed straight to the Outlaw Camp. For reasons not entirely known, the Outlaws have secured a very powerful sword. Instead of carrying it around like normal people would, they decided to store it away in a dungeon. To access it, one had to walk through a couple of puzzles and defeat some powerful enemies. And so I was on my way, carrying around a barrel, looking for keys stashed away in some dead trees, as well as picking up a power ring the wild warriors kept in one of their trash crates. Soon enough I had a majestic looking golden key in my inventory. I then escorted my precious barrel deep into the dungeon, leaving it alone in a place it would be very necessary later, hoping nobody would snatch it from me. The next big obstacle were the giant spiders. There were two along the way, and as per my rules I could not skip them. I couldn't complete the quest without killing both of them. Of course, I already finished the Crusader helmet quest, so killing multiple giant spiders wasn't going to be a big problem. I dealt with them eventually, and then used some parcels I bought beforehand to descend to the main dungeon. I removed some orcs, grinded up my power ring in a mill, and recovered my precious barrel. I escorted it very carefully through the skeletons as well as beholders, who just happened to be boosted that day. I left the barrel in a special secret spot and went to another magical mill that had to mill my power ring even further. I quite frankly have no idea how grinding up a ring that boosts our fist fighting can help open a passage, let alone how players managed to figure out they were supposed to do it, but nonetheless, the ring was nicely ground up now, and all I had to do was go back, kill one giant spider that was able to respawn while I was gone, and return to the spot where I left my barrel. The boosted beholders were ready to fight me again, however they posed no threat. I was actually quite surprised by how powerful the demon skeletons turned out to be. I definitely didn't remember them as very difficult monsters to kill, but I spent quite a lot of resources trying to fight them. In the end though, their sacrifice was meaningless. The power of money allowed me to heal myself long enough so that I could kill them. The bright sword is quite a powerful weapon that is also one-handed, allowing me to carry around my crown shield. With this huge boost to defense, I decided to brave another enemy. Every now and then, an orc warlord called Bloodbath can spawn in one of 3 spots on the map. Her war party creates a camp, either north of Karlin, north of Khazor-dûn, or in the Jakandaf desert. If you can defeat all of her troops, which includes an orc berserker, an orc leader, and 2 or 3 orc warlords, Bloodbath will come to face you herself. She isn't particularly troublesome. Actually, I find her guards way more difficult to defeat, but even they can be cheesed with some poison fields, which no orc will walk on. Despite the fact that farming her so soon can cost quite a lot of supplies, the potential items she can drop are quite invaluable. Her loot includes items such as a magma amulet, a crusader helmet, stealth rings, a giant sword, and a butcher's axe. The giant sword is probably one of the most interesting items on the list. It is the best sword that a free account player can hope to obtain. The only alternative to dropping it from BB is to complete the Banshee quest, and that, with my rule set, is quite almost impossible. The Crusader helmet is a nice drop to have in case I manage to somehow lose mine. The Magma amulet would be very useful in my fight against the Dragonlords, since it boosts my fire resistance by 20% rather than 6% that the Dragon Necklace offers. And then there is the Holy Grail. The Butcher's Axe is the best one-handed axe that I can obtain. Despite being a one-handed weapon, it has 41 attack, placing it 2 attack higher than the Naginata. It also has 2 imbue slots and a -2 points of defense modifier, which sucks, but I can take it. Better yet, such rare drops from BB aren't exactly uncommon. Of course, you can only fight her once every day, if she happens to spawn somewhere on that day, but according to statistics, you only need to kill her 79 times before you obtain the axe. There is also that giant sword, but I promise I won't use it even if I obtain it. I feel like I'm pushing it a little bit too far with the bright sword already. In any case, I was able to clear out the camp, spamming poison fields all around, and then it was time for me to start preparing for my fight against the Dragonlords. I calculated that even if I did receive the 30% damage reduction bonus while using the one-handed broadsword along with a shield, and also wearing that Dragon Necklace I received from hunters before, should they hit me with all their best attacks and roll maximum damage, I would only survive with 14 HP. Taking into the account the fact that I might not be on full HP as that happens, I was most likely going to die. To give myself a little bit of a breathing room, I decided to level up till level 60. Of course, the Deepling Scouts were my best bet. They do not only grant a lot of EXP as well as money, they also drop life rings pretty often. You can wear the life rings during your hunts and still return with way more life rings than you came with. With a better gear, you can actually go in there without any potions and still come out on top. Sadly, my items aren't that great, so I still had to spend some money on supplies. But still, with the shield and the broadsword, I was able to dispose of them quickly enough while maintaining enough defense so that the runs were quite profitable. I would continue the cycle of hunting deeplings and killing BB Bloodbath wherever I had the chance. If you're wondering why I have the poison bombs, I received them thanks to the daily reward bonus. Normally, you cannot buy poison bombs as a free-to-play player. Poison fields and poison walls are the best this game can do. On my third BB Bloodbath battle, a true miracle has happened. I received the elusive Magma Necklace, way ahead of the schedule. It's only supposed to drop 1 in 18 kills, and here I was sporting this magnificent necklace only 3 kills in. That was very lucky, and it was going to make my Dragonlord battle that much easier. And so, the last thing I did that day was hit level 60. Actually, you can only wear the Magma Necklace on level 60, so my plan to raise my HP was actually quite beneficial. However, my lucky streak was not at an end. As I rolled for my prey bonus of that day, I received a 30% damage reduction for Cyclops. On my last video, I mentioned that I would need to roll a 30% damage reduction on Dragonlords to be able to fight them. That is not entirely true. A kind person in the comments let me know that it is actually possible to re-roll your prey bonus creature after you have rolled for the bonus itself. It costs you 5 prey wildcards to do so, and it just so happened that on that day I received my 5th wildcard from my daily reward bonus. I quickly selected Dragonlords from the list and could hardly believe that I was about to go and do the Naginata Quest. I prepared a whole bunch of avalanche runes, a lot of healing potions, and fully stocked up was ready for the challenge. Even though I was quite confident all my defensive bonuses would be enough to take 2 Dragonlords at once, I still wasn't certain if I could outdamage their immense healing capabilities. Luckily, I was able to test that in a pretty safe environment. On my way to the quest room, I had to go through the dragon lair, and there was 1 Dragonlord waiting there to be taken on. Keeping in mind my Magma Necklace only had 200 charges, I fought him using the Dragon Necklace instead. During my fight, an additional regular dragon got lured, however I was able to overpower them both. I first finished off the Dragonlord and then carved my way to the rock that was hiding a secret entrance. Breaking it apart with a single smash of my pickaxe, I went into the hole, passed the gate of experience and jumped straight into the fray. Despite there being a couple of really close calls, the entire battle was actually pretty anticlimactic. I have greatly overprepared for this. I probably didn't even need the full 30% defense bonus. Even though it helped quite a lot, it didn't have to be the maximum one. Having that Magma Necklace on was also quite an overkill. Challenging or not, the quest was done, and the Naginata was finally mine. I decided it would be a huge shame to let that defense bonus against Dragonlords go to waste, so I decided to stay in the Dragon Lair a while longer, hoping I could drop some valuable items. I wasn't completely disappointed, having one of the dragons drop a dragon hammer for me. Soon enough, most of my resources were gone, so I had to go and leave the Dragon Lair for good. Very happy with my progress, I decided to go and try fighting the Black Knight once again. However, this time I came way better prepared. I bought 100 energy field runes, planning to use the same tactic again, this time with better damaging fields. Instead of 1, this time every step cost the Black Knight 6 HP. Sadly, despite having a stronger weapon, I still wasn't able to cut through his armor reliably. It also cost me quite a lot of resources. Even a moment of not paying attention could cost me my life, seeing how the Black Knight could easily combo me for over 600 damage. Unfortunately, he only dropped 3 spears, and I decided I cannot be bothered to wait 10 minutes for him to respawn again. I was however able to obtain that Wyvern Fang I once thought about. It dropped from the single wyvern that spawns outside of the Black Knight's lair. Finally, I decided to go and train my axe fighting skill a little bit higher on White Deer. And this pretty much brings us up to date. I was able to make this video pretty quickly because, as you can see, I had quite a lot of luck. Sadly, any further updates will take even longer to prepare, because I will be relying on even rare drops. My current goal is to raise my axe fighting skill to at least 75, as well as drop the Butcher's Axe from BB Bloodbath. In the meantime, I'll be also fighting the Black Knight from time to time. Not very often though, because the whole process isn't yet streamlined. If you want to stay more up to date to my challenge, then you could always join my Discord server where I post regular updates. I will also be doing regular streams every Friday evening. I already did one test stream and it went pretty well, so you can expect there will be more to come. As always, feel very welcome to subscribe and comment on my videos. And of course, thank you for watching.